transforming the retention in your program is really an urgent thing now, because it's all about saving relationships and saving money. The urgency comes from saving thousands of dollars a year by increasing the lifetime member value, by taking advantage of the communication tools that are available to you right now. And whenever you have a member who joins and then drops, that's an opportunity lost. The whole point is to accumulate. And yeah, you know what? There's always going to be some folks coming through, and you're not going to be able to capture them all and keep them all forever. But what this webinar is about maximizing the opportunities you have, and at least not losing a lot of the members that you should really be keeping. What we're talking about, the whole focus of today's program is helping you create a membership lifestyle that has stability, recurring revenue, folks seeking you out because you are the go-to source. There's a bunch of buzz about authority marketing. Well, when you have members, you are the authority, and it gives you a much higher lifetime value. And you know what? People think you're kind of cool and charismatic because they're members and they like you and they want to hear from you. Just to give you a very quick rundown of who I am, and the membership programs that I create and manage myself, I enjoy a member retention rate of better than 85% from 1 year to the next. So I'm losing maybe just a tick over 1% per year. And you say, well, what type of programs are those? Well, members are paying as much as $20,000 a year. Can you imagine keeping over 85% of your members from 1 year to the next in a $20,000 program? And in fact, I've got members who have paid $20,000 a year for more than 10 years running. That's a member value of $200,000, and they still are members and probably will be for many, many years. So, how much ROI do you get when you keep your members for, $20,000 members for 10 years? Plus, I've got another membership program with members who have been paying more than $7,000 a year, and then I've retained their membership for more than 15 years. That's a value of $105,000 and counting. Plus, I work with membership programs, and you'll see a lot of examples today of programs that are $49, $499, $999, and even $1,500 a month and more. I'm the guy that focuses on creating membership programs that recruit and retain members. It's often said in the church world, there's no reason to open the front door unless you figure out how to close the back door. And today's program is all about closing that back door. We owe a lot to this to a gentleman named Reed Hoisington, who really helped popularize the monthly continuity. He was in the subscription business, had a high-priced monthly continuity program. And what did that do for our business? It's just like blasting off at the space shuttle. I have opportunity to see the space shuttle Atlantis launch June 8th, 2007. And this is one of my photos. And you know what? That's what this business did. That's what membership programs did back in the early 2000s when Reed Hoisington started doing them. And then what happened? Well, we had the Great Recession, and it burst the bubble, and membership programs were really much aligned, and folks were going, how do I keep members? I'm purging members as fast as possible. And you know what? It is actually harder today than ever to grow memberships. There's more competition, overwhelm. Folks are distracted more than ever. In fact, there's so much free stuff on Twitter, on they're on Quora, on all these answer databases, all this social media. There's all this free stuff to read. Why would I want more? And look, in the political world where I do a lot of work, we look at the apathy of the voter. And 65% of voters say they have not contacted an elected official city commissioner, county commissioner, state representative, state senator, member of Congress, U.S. senator, or president in the last 2 years. Our entire government was built on folks contacting their lawmakers at different levels. And that's like how the system's supposed to work. And there's so much apathy and disgust that people aren't engaged, even on that level. And in fact, it's even become, it's not even a thing like it used to be. This ripples through everything. Folks are not engaged. They aren't belonging. They don't feel connected. And what have most marketers done? They've run to social media. They run to product launches. They do mini launches. They're doing webinars, affiliate offers, Facebook ads, Google Hangouts, all of it, instead of membership. And what I'm going to suggest is, let me show you how to do membership in the right way, and show you how you can build membership. So rather than running, you can instead build a program that's going to work for you. The right membership system can help you grow from just a little startup into a huge program. I want to show you a few examples today, but I want to start by kind of telling you and helping you see the big transformations that these programs have been able to create. For Jim Augustus Armstrong, you're going to see him in just a little bit of insight in his business, what he did, but he doubled the conversion of his front-end offer for membership and doubled the retention. What is that going to do if you are doubling both the number of people who join when they see your offer and the number of folks that stick within your program? And we're going to show you how he did that very shortly. Richard Menig, you're going to also see this example with Auto Training Institute. He increased his membership by 156% and generated another $1.4 million a year. And this is actually a few years ago, so the numbers are even better. But this just gives you a sense, and you'll see an example of his stuff here in a bit. Also, Michael Rozbruch sold $120,000 within 4 hours and launched a membership program. You'll see him coming up. And then also Ron LeGrand added another $2 to $3 million in revenue with what you are going to see here today. That is what the kind of the power of what we're going to talk about. I had a question from Margie. At what point can you move subscribers to members? For example, you have a subscription-based marketing report or newsletter, but you'd like to cement the relationship with your subscribers and offer more benefits. You'd like to make it membership-based subscription, so there are more opportunities for creating community, creating a herd or tribe. Margie, you are the exact person that this program is for. And I can't tell you how many times I've seen folks that say, oh, I got a subscription program, and all I got to do to boost retention is just call my subscribers members. Well, Margie, what if I called you a fiance? I called you my fiance. How does that feel? Probably kind of awkward, right? I don't have a right to call you my fiance. You haven't given me permission. You haven't, said, there hasn't been kind of a meeting of the minds that we're going to have that level of relationship. Well, that's the same way with membership. Now, it's kind of been diluted to some extent, but that's true. The whole point of membership is that there's this two-way obligation, that members feel connected, like they're part of something bigger than them. And there's this connection that they feel to their membership. Well, what I'm going to show you is exactly how to transcend this subscription mentality and create that membership mentality. And that's what we're going to show you in just a few minutes, like a slide after this next one. So this is a system for building groups of customers, for associations, congregations, political movements, all of which I have worked with. So while you may be in a for-profit, you may be in an association, what you're seeing is the best from all of those, the best church marketing, the best association marketing, the best for-profit, the best political movement tactics and strategies, all put into one model, tested, applied in several different situations that you're going to see over the next few minutes that are really going to be helpful to you building your own program. Now, who is this for? Folks that really already have members, quite frankly. If you are on the cusp and you are thinking about creating a membership program, good for you. I certainly encourage you to do that, and this will help you. But primarily, the person I had in mind when I created this, what's today's webinar, already has a membership program. They're already growing, building their members, already moving forward, and they are looking to really try to hold on to more of the members that they're keeping. But you'll still get a lot of value out of this. If you've got coaching programs, you're going to see a couple of examples here of ways to boost retention. Monthly subscribers, if there's a flow of new members, then if you're just kind of standing still, it's a lot harder to kind of get you moving. But if you've got a flow of new members, tweaking this a little bit is going to have a great impact. And this is for you if you are frustrated with churn. Now, look, we have a roadmap for building an attractive and growing membership program. Where we are headed is your tribe grows, creating revenue stability, viral membership growth, and freedom for you. I hear all the time, well, what about creating those discount programs where members join? You know what? I have seen and created a lot of discount programs where, like affiliate programs, where folks can participate and maybe get discounts on insurance or get discounts on health insurance or different programs. And you know what? A lot of those can be very valuable. But if you need to be very thoughtful about it. If you're just stacking up a bunch of discounts for the sake of stacking them up, more isn't better. And in fact, if your benefits in any way compete with Sam's Wholesale, because they can go to Sam's and join Sam's for $30 a year and get rental car discounts and hotel discounts and office supplies discounts and even some insurance products. Well, if it's not specific, then why do I care? What this is all about is taking advantage of the roadmap to create a tribe, folks that are engaged, folks that want to belong, that want to refer you to their friends so that you can enjoy the membership lifestyle, to have recurring revenue, stability, members that create content, members that recruit new members, and higher lifetime value. That's what this is all about. And if that's what you're interested in, then you are in the right place. So what we're going to do is start with attracting prospects with your message. And the three components to this is really having a profound understanding of your potential member. And most of the failures that I see where folks launch programs, it all is focused around they didn't have a good enough understanding of what their members really wanted. My first failure was all about not understanding what members wanted. I spent a year and a whole lot of money launching a product, launching a program, only to discover folks, my target customers, didn't want home study courses. They wanted to learn via seminar. They understood seminars. That's where they wanted to go to seminars, and they didn't really care very much to have a product in a box. If I had figured that out a year before, it would have saved me a whole lot of hassle. And so those are the kind of things that we want to save you. You need to communicate his or her deepest frustrations, fears, and desires, and have a mission of why beyond just the return on investment, a reason why you are doing this that goes beyond just, hey, I want to make some money. And this can often be these things are kind of maybe feel a little basic, But these are huge levers that help you, that really make the difference between a subscriber and a member. Because a subscriber, it's just kind of this like, tit for tat. You're going to, give me money and I'll give you information. That's a subscriber. But a member, they want information, they want shortcuts, but they are joining because they believe in the same things that you believe in. They believe in your values. And I kind of teased you about Jim Armstrong just a couple moments ago at Flooring Success Systems. His business is all about helping flooring dealers, people that insert carpeting or tile into your home or office. They are focused on that. And I wanted to show you a few bullets of his about how he communicates with his potential members. And again, I'm not going to be able to cover all of these. You can go back and replay and pause and read them at your leisure. But just like some of the things that he talks about is, hey, there's no such, for you, there's no such thing as a weekend. One work week just blends into another. You drive by your competitor's store and you get that queasy feeling because their parking lot is packed full of cars. Then you notice that one of the cars belongs to someone you thought was a loyal past customer. You reach for the Alka-Seltzer. You've been working with a distributor for years. You thought they were on your side. Then one day you found out they're selling directly to the public, undercutting their prices. You've been working 50, 60, 70 hours a week for so long that you have to pull up photos on your smartphone to remind yourself what your kids look like. Your customer asks, how much is this? And your ulcer flares up because they told you that they had just at Home Depot looking at the same product and there's no way that you can match their price. You've just lost another sale before you've even gotten to bid on it. Your last vacation was your honeymoon. You walk into your break room and two of your sales team members are back there reading magazines because there's not a customer to be seen anywhere in your showroom, and there hasn't been for 2 days because Home Depot is having yet another blowout flooring sale. These are ruthless bullets that get to the heart of Jim's customers' deepest frustrations, fears, and desires. Another little tip is that as Jim talks to his customers and promotes his products, he often talks about Home Depot and beating the big box stores. And every time he focuses on that, every time he mentions Home Depot in a subject line of his email, he gets more opens. Why? Because of the mission why over the return on investment. Yes, Jim gives great marketing advice, but Jim's mission beyond just, hey, I'm going to give you return on investment, you give me $5, I'll make it into $500 through new customers, is his mission is, I am all for the independent. I want to preserve the independent flooring dealer and help the independent flooring dealer compete with the big box stores. And this mission is something that the independent flooring dealer can really get behind. And with your business, you need, one, profound understanding of your potential member, two, communicate his deepest frustrations, fears, desires, and three, a mission why beyond the return on investment. So now you get the attention of your members, or potential members. You get them, they're paying attention to you and see who you are. Next is you got to actually recruit them into your membership with an offer that they cannot refuse. You do this with, again, three things. Number one, focused on desired outcomes. Two, deliver a radical transformation, a 10x solution to a pressing problem. And three, identify and describe a common enemy. I showed you a couple moments ago, Michael Rozbruch, and how he launched his business. And Michael works with CPAs and attorneys who are marketing to clients with IRS tax problems. And you may not you may not readily realize this, but as a CPA who's working on tax stuff, generally those guys or gals are doing work, producing a tax return and then billing their clients. And that's very seasonal. And also they got to do the work and then wait for the money to come in. And some clients pay, most of the clients pay, thank goodness, but some of them don't. You got to chase them down and all this hassle. Whereas if you're dealing with clients with IRS tax problems, it's year round, and the clients will pay you in advance, because when you've got IRS liens or the threat of liens, you are highly motivated to fix that problem. So those are great clients. He launched his business with a product called 6 Steps to a 7-Figure Tax Resolution Practice: How to Attract and Manage New Pay in Advance IRS Tax Problem Clients Every Single Month. And what he did with his program is he gave his membership as a bonus to his initial sale. His initial sale was about $750 is what somebody invested in when he launched his business. Today, his product is $1997, so it's almost $2,000. And again, he has a membership program that he packages with it. His membership program has always been $297 a month, and it's grown because he continually sells his product together with a 2-month free trial membership in his program. You know what? The proper structure for your membership program is critical. What I see so often folks do when they're creating a new membership program is they'll swipe what someone else has done. And it's kind of like navigating, maybe going on vacation and getting to your destination, your dream vacation, by just getting on the interstate and following somebody. Oh, that's a nice car. I think I'll follow them. I'd like to have a car like that one day, so I'll just get in behind this car and follow this guy wherever he goes, and that's where I'll go on vacation. Do you think that you're going to get to your desired destination by following somebody else? No, you're going to get to his desired location, and it may or may not be what you want, and it may or may not work for you. And so the proper structure is critical. Do you offer do you only package your membership with a product sale? It depends a lot on your cash flow circumstances. Do you offer a free trial? Do you offer a 30-day free trial or a 60-day free trial? If you offer either one, what do you communicate in the meantime in order to bridge the customer from the free trial into a paid customer? All these are crucial questions that you've got to consider for yourself based on your market, based on the pricing of your program, based on how you are, what your long-term goal is with your membership, what your member lifetime value is. All these are structures are critical beyond what we can talk about here today, but those things are crucial. When you are, in order to recruit new members, though, it's focused on their desired outcomes. I just worked with a client yesterday their member pitch was, you get a 60-minute call every month, you get a printed newsletter every month, and you get access to the archives on the website. Who wants a call? Do you need another call every month? Do you need another newsletter every month? Do you need another membership site where you log in, you got to download a bunch of stuff? No, you don't need any of that. What you need is a transformation, a 10x, a solution to a problem that's 10 times better than than any solution that you have today. That is what you need. And we're going to talk about that in just a second, how to deliver that breakthrough. And I think it's a little bit easier to think of it in light of the next piece. But this is what you need to promise. And I'll show you in the next piece exactly how to do that. So first, you got to recruit them by dangling in front of them a 10x solution, something that's magical and wonderful that they're going to want to see. Next, you need to orient your members. This is a crucial thing that most folks just forget. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go, I just want to really emphasize this for you for just a second. When you have a new member, don't think of as having like a new member yet. You don't really have a new member. You have an opportunity to get a member for a lifetime. So the recruitment is just the first step of the process. And what you need to do is think, how do I build a relationship with this person? How do I've gotten them to where they trust me enough to give this a try. How do I get them over that ledge where they get beyond overwhelm, or they get beyond, this is too much, I can't handle it, into actually implementing your program and doing it? How many times the frustration, I blanched because I've felt this myself, but how many times have you had somebody join your program and then quit, and they say, it just didn't work for me? It's like, you didn't look at the first thing. You didn't do anything. How can you say this program doesn't work? And the fact is, whether it really works or not, they're out there going, yeah, I tried that. It didn't work for me. This next piece is exactly how you overcome that and combat that so that it works within your own business and you can grow memberships. So the three keys, and we're going to get into this in detail, I'm going to show you some examples, but the three keys: refocus attention on the desired outcomes, promises, and dreams; feature member success stories to communicate your membership values, your tribal values; deliver certainty with crystal clear values delivered with confidence. So a couple of examples. This is all about slowing down this whole grab and dash scenario. In retail today, there is an epidemic of kids, usually, but like in big groups, mobs, going into a store, a convenience store, a clothing store, any type of retail location, and it would be 2, 12, 20 people all working together, and they'll all kind of mingle in the store, and then they'll grab a bunch of stuff off the rack and run out of the store. And it totally overwhelms the merchant, where they can't they can't capture everybody, they can't get everybody, and so largely by working together they all get away. Well, how many times have you felt like your members are grab and dash members, where they go in your membership site, they download everything, and then they quit? Or they get your product, they photocopy it or scan it or what have you, and then they give it up. You know what? You're never going to fix all of that, but this will at least help you alleviate the members that go, you know what, I can't get through all this. I've already got more than I can handle. I just got to stop the continuity because I can't take anymore. And actually, that was one of the questions that I received was, oh my gosh, even with the IMA, I'm overwhelmed with stuff. I think it was David that you asked me this. David, you said, you're already overwhelmed with the recordings and the programs that you have. How can you alleviate some of that on the part of your members? Well, this is exactly how. So this is what happens in weight loss. How do you get your members or how does a weight loss company get their customers to implement? Frank asked, what are the most common actions and the least known actions, secrets that contribute to buyer's remorse? Bill asked, how can I be more valuable to my members? Bill, Frank, this is the answer to that question. When you think in the terms of a weight loss product. How is it that weight loss customers or companies get their members to actually implement? Think of it. they've got to change a lot of bad habits. And very often they bought thinking, okay, I get to eat all my favorite foods. You know, Nutrisystem promises that you can have pizza and burgers and, you know, desserts, and you can get all that. Well, when somebody buys it, they're thinking, okay, I'm going to get pizza for lunch and a hamburger for dinner, and then, you know, maybe I'll eat something light for breakfast. Well, what they discover is that, yeah, they can have pizza, this little cardboard thing, but it's one of those a month or a week or whatever it is. But now all of a sudden they've gone from, think of it this way. It is so much easier to make a sale than it is to help a customer change a habit. And you may want to write that down and think through that a second. And just making a sale, you can make all these promises. This one program, this is my list of questions that you did. Thank you. And I'm going through it as we go through the program. But you can promise, hey, just buy this program, and it's going to solve all your problems. And, give me your money, and this is the solution. This is a 10x solution to your problems. Well, I'm in, boss. Now I get it. And I'm already busy. Jim Armstrong with his flooring dealers, they're already busy. They're driving around giving quotes. They're answering the phone. They're running. Think of the people they have to operate and try to get through projects. They got to motivate their employees to actually get things done. This is a stressful business that they're in. And now, boom, you say, here, implement all this stuff. Well, it's hard. It's a lot of work. So to just hit this concept for a second, it's a lot harder to get them to change all their habits and make time for you than it is to actually get them to buy. And so getting them to buy is actually the easy hurdle. Getting them to implement is the more difficult one. Again, how do weight loss companies handle this? Well, they do it with very incremental asks. They give you just a few things to do, and maybe even just like a week's worth. And here's your plan. And this is what you need to do for the next 7 days, and come back and see us, and we'll give you a new plan for the next 7 days. And on that basis, they're able to get a lot better success than if they said, boom, here is the big program. So what did Jim Armstrong do within his program? He is a fabulous person, and he's building a great business. And he's such a great giver that in his program, first, maybe there were 10 different ways a flooring dealer could build their program. And so with the program, he was, he had 10 ways, and he had members who joined, and he wanted to plus that. He wanted to really even give more. So the next time he presented his program, he had 20. And so now instead of these 10, there was that 10 plus 10 more. Join now, because now there's 20 ways to grow your business. And then that wasn't enough. So for a year later, he came up with another 10. And now he's got more than 50 ways to grow a flooring dealer, to grow a business. And for a flooring dealer, they were getting the thing. There was home shows, there were mail outs, there were newsletters. It was overwhelming. And so what we did is helped him go down to his 3 best ways and teach his 3 most powerful membership tools, 3 most powerful marketing tools for flooring dealers, and help them implement those 3 first. And by focusing his new members on those 3, he eliminated a whole lot of clutter that they didn't have to worry about first. And he focused them on the 3 things that give them the fastest results, so the new members get quick transformations and are able to get results quickly, and so they feel better about the program and they get success fast. That is the insight, is helping your members get quick results. And what is within your membership system that will help them get the fastest results? Let's put that first. Now I'm going to show you quite a few examples of this, but there's one more key thing that I need you to capture. Let me grab some water. So next is you need to customize your communication for the different levels of your member. When your member comes in, they are kind of in this place where they're thinking that the world is good, but they're lagging behind and that they don't have what they need. So that's kind of by definition. They've reached out to you. They've reached out to your system. They've reached out. They wanted your program. There's also a level 2. So some of your members are coming in and just want they're looking for the next little hinge, and so they don't mind investing in your program just because they're looking for any one little tool. And I'll show you what that level is. But most of your members are coming in thinking that the world is good and that they are not. Think of it this way. If you are trying to learn how to play tennis or learn how to swim or learn how to play golf, any skill, you come in, you might be good at some things, but you're not good at this skill yet. Well, your members are at that level. So we've got to speak to them in a very specific way to help them feel like they give them the confidence, not just in your system and your product, but also in themselves so that they can learn. Maybe they think, well, golf isn't for me, or tennis isn't for me, or maybe you're not for me. We need them to see 2 things. One, that there is a path and that we can help them accomplish what they want. And 2, help them document their progress towards the path so that they feel good about what they've already accomplished. And so your new members need to be spoken to in a very specific voice, giving them encouragement and giving them the self-confidence they need in order to take that first step and get some success. The next level, and you may have already seen this, is they think they're awesome. How many of your coaching members feel like they are too smart for your room? They go, man, all these people at your meeting, they're just stupid. I am way beyond these people, and everybody here is dumb. You know what? That is a sign that you are moving people up from there from level 1 to level 2, and that is good. That is you are having success. And to any extent that you are growing members, you are creating people that think they're awesome and everybody else stinks because they've implemented your program, they've had some success, and you know what? They attribute their success to themselves and minimize your contribution, and it happens every time. And it's okay because you know what? We love them, and I have clients like that, and I love them, and I give them hugs over the phone, or hugs when I'm meditating, or hugs when I'm thinking about them. And all of it is good because we know that they're growing and they're becoming level 3, which they recognize that their continued success depends on their connections with other people. And you keep them as members by connecting them with other people that can help them grow. And so that's a little bit high level, but let me show you a couple of examples to break this down. So let me show you an example from Auto Training Institute. Now, these Auto Training Institute is a membership program for auto repair shops that help them grow their business. And so if you can think through this for a second, just like the person who repairs your car or puts new tires on your car, this is the guy this is the guy who's doing that for your car. And so in Auto Training Institute, this program, the investment is $1,500 a month or $45,000 for the program. Think for a second. Put yourself in this position. Your spouse comes home and announces to you that they've just spent $45,000. How do you feel about that? You're probably a little suspicious, aren't you? Now, isn't it important for stick or in order to keep your members from having buyer's remorse, that you help that person resell the program to their spouse? I would have to think so, because you want to, you gotta, chances are you're better at selling your program than your brand new member is, and you better put tools in your new members' hands that help them sell it to everybody in their life. So whether they are selling it to their spouse or to other people in their office, so it's like, because the Auto Training Institute, in order to get any results, they got to train all their people in the program. So they got to get them on board. Well, you need to help give them a welcome program that helps get them on board. So this is a welcome kit that I created for Auto Training Institute that walks folks through getting integrated into the program and involved and engaged in membership, all focused around getting folks, getting them re-excited about what they bought, and two, getting everybody around them excited about the program again. And I'm going to actually read to you the welcome letter. And I think it's very important to understand the tone and what this is doing. So imagine again that your spouse just came home and invested $45,000. But they also have this letter that begins to introduce you to the program. In auto racing, a top driver spends years building and testing his race car before it ever hits the track. During the race, there are pit stops to adjust the car so it is ready for that one last dash to reach the finish line before anyone else. In your business, you don't get that type of preparation, and there aren't enough pit stops. You have to build your shop while you run it. Imagine if a driver had to build a car during the actual race. If re-engineering your shop feels overwhelming, I understand. But don't worry, we are here to help you. Every day for the last 30 years, we've worked with owners of auto repair shops across the country who are engaged in the same battle as you. And little parentheses, through our program, you'll have the opportunity to meet many of them, close parentheses. Yes, I call it a battle. You are battling competitors, suppliers, customers, employees, government workers, and sometimes your own family members. I am on your side. My team is on your side. My goal is to help you build a business that generates a great income for your family, gives you some free time, creates an asset you can sell, and leaves your competitors with empty bays. One thing I must tell you, your current business is a result of your decisions and actions over the last few years. Your coach is going to tell you many things that may sound strange or even like a lot of work. Believe me when I tell you that he or she is giving you the shortcut to success. The shortcut is always the least traveled road. Expect a bit of rough terrain, but we'll be riding shotgun every mile of the trip to help you navigate. Everyone here at ATI is 100% focused on helping you build the auto repair shop of your dreams. Our incentive is to help you grow. We cannot succeed unless you succeed. I can't wait to add your success story to the Top Shop Hall of Fame. Welcome to the Auto Training Institute family. How do you feel about that? Is this a better way to orient your members, to help them? You let them know that they might feel struggle, that they might feel stress, but encourage them instead of rejecting that feeling and feeling like they need to run away from it. Instead, helping them lean in to your program when they feel stressed, to allow to be part of you and to connect with you when they feel overwhelmed. That is a very, very big point right there, because most people, when they feel overwhelmed, they want to move away from what is overwhelming them. And it is key when you welcome a new member and you're orienting them to your program, that you connect with them and let them know that, you know what, it's okay if you feel overwhelmed. Some of our other members feel that way too. And we are built to help with that. And our program is structured to help you overcome that. So it's okay, and we will help you through it. So lean into the program rather than run when you feel overwhelmed. That is a very, very big difference in programs. So many times I see folks like challenge the manhood. If you don't get through all of this, you must be an idiot, and you must not care about your family if you don't listen to these 50 hours of audio and apply it in your business. Or, a real person would go through all this and come up with 8 different things that they could do in their business and implement them all at the same time. You know what, folks, just like, forget this. I got plenty of other stuff to do. I don't need this. I don't need you. I don't need someone else harping on me. I'm already married. But instead, position your program as a welcome friend and the place they lean into when they struggle. So next, this is another big point, transforming with a breakthrough in skills, productivity, or return on investment. And the way you do that is outline a simple implementation plan to generate immediate results. Provide a roadmap that outlines the steps to create the desired outcome. And 3, leverage successful results to build belief in the self and belief in the tribe. All right, imagine, if you would, for me, you're walking into a restaurant and you are starving. You haven't eaten, it's 3:30 in the afternoon, and you haven't eaten all day. You skipped breakfast because you were harried to get out. You skipped lunch, and now you are headachy, tired, sick, hungry, and you walk into a restaurant. And you're trying to find the server. You're looking, and finally you finally see the hostess, and they're doing some table work, and so they come over. Put down their table work, come over, they seat you. But at your table, when you sit down, is your server. And your server says, wow, it looks like you're really pretty hungry. I got to tell you, at this time of day, there are 3 things that come out of the kitchen the fastest. Number 1 is, number 2 is this, and number 3 is that. Would you like one of those 3 items, or would you like to see the whole menu? Whoa, how do you feel? Pretty awesome, don't you? Finally, somebody has recognized you and sees the kind of the predicament you're in and is bringing you exactly what you need in order to satisfy your hunger. How awesome is it to be in that position? How awesome is it to be that server? So John, you had a question. How to engage members and keep them engaged, wanting to renew, how to show members how valuable membership is. So let me show you, I got a series of examples here. The first one is from Ben Glass with Great Legal Marketing. He came for a consulting day, worked with him, and broke through and figured out that his new members are attorneys that really look for new clients. And we went through dozens and dozens of his best strategies and came up with the one best way for him to promote his membership, the best thing for his customers to do, and it was a referral letter. And so Charlie, Ben's fabulous marketing director, put together, this is kind of the rough draft that Charlie showed me, the ultimate and easiest referral letter. It starts out with a story about Walter, who is an attorney, and Walter gets out these letters and gets clients, and it walks them step by step through implementing this within their own business. There's about 8 real subtle key things that are important about this member welcome, but the key thing that I want to illustrate today is it's just like that restaurant. It's just like the server at the restaurant. Oh, you're hungry? Boom. This is the fastest thing to solve your hunger. So think for a second, how are your members hungry? And what is the fastest way, the fastest thing that you have that we can alleviate that hunger and help solve their problem? And that is how you lock them in, because it's like, wow, okay, I don't have to learn 50 things. All I need is to look at these 4 or 5 pages, implement the step-by-step things that they have given me. One of the things that really smart that Charlie did, because like this involves a mail merge. And you know what? Most attorneys can do a mail merge, but let's not take that chance. And let's not tell them, I dealt with another client who was like, oh, go Google or YouTube and look for how to mail merge. No. Why don't we Google or YouTube mail merge and go give them the instructions and show, here is the video to watch if you need to learn how to mail merge. So put everything they need to implement this in one place. What happens? They get this out, they get a couple of clients. How much do they believe that your program is awesome? How much do they believe you're awesome? If they don't do it, if they get overwhelmed and don't do anything, are they going to think that you're good? Of course not. Are they going to be connected to you? No. So getting them to do one thing, just like in the weight loss example that I talked about before, managing that first week and helping them step on the scale a week later and see that they've lost a couple of pounds, and then reselling them on the magic of how awesome they're going to look when they're in those skinny jeans. That is what we do to keep our members in and lock them in for life. I had the opportunity to meet with Ted Thomas and his team. Ted Thomas works with folks on helping them learn about tax liens, and he helps folks invest in tax liens in all 50 states around the country. And there's 3,000 counties or parishes, and each one is a little bit different in the way there are things. And he has a great crackerjack staff that when clients would call and go, oh, I don't know how to do this, well, they would ask them a bunch of questions. Well, where do you live? Where do you vacation? Where do you want to live? And they would identify 3 or 4 or 5 counties, or even 2 counties that they should be investigating. And so then they would go and investigate those. And in some cases it wouldn't work, or it was just a hassle. So with Ted Thomas, what we created was, now when new members join, there is one process. Let's instead, and also the other piece of it was, if they invested in tax liens or tax deeds, sometimes the auction may have just happened a month or 2 ago, and now they got to wait 10 months before the next auction, before they get to do any results. So hey, you know what? There are counties that don't sell all their tax liens. Why don't instead we have them buy a tax lien from that county, because we can do it step by step and tell them exactly how to buy it, and that way they can just get results, and we can show them the one best way to buy a tax lien. Isn't that easier? Rather than trying to explain the 3,000 different ways, let's start with one and show step by step. And now I've gone through that process. I bought a tax lien. I've become successful. This really works. And it could be that's all I need. Or it could be that now I've got the itch and I want more. But either way, you have actually delivered results. So rather than the 3,300 ways, what is the one best way to help your members get results and grow and become successful? So let me share the screen one more time. Next example with Perry Marshall. I had the opportunity to work with Perry Marshall, and one of the things that I noticed within his membership numbers was that he had magical numbers, where he had a huge number of members that had been with him for 5 years, 4 years, 3 years, 2 years. But there was this kind of bubble of members that had only been there 2 or 3 months, and he kept having to replace them over and over again. And it was difficult to get folks to stay, 4 or 5 months, but if they did, then they were in for 5 years. And so what we did is we focused on the welcome and helping them kind of bridge over into all of Perry's great stories. And so that they could become, Perry's got a story about Rack the Shotgun, and of course he's got an 80-20 story, because that's one of the key things that he's all about. He's got, there's a bunch of cast of characters there. Brian is a key CEO of the company, and so I joined because I want to be part of Perry Marshall. And then there's Brian is hosting the calls. Who's Brian? So there's all this cast of characters that we have to introduce, and we need to introduce them to the key stories. So what we did is we created a key introductory newsletter. So now new members, in part of their welcome kit, get a newsletter that's directed to new members. Now, they don't know that. It's kind of positioned like it's just kind of this month's newsletter, and you get it as part of this package. But we've written it thinking, all right, how can we get folks into Perry's stories and knowing Perry's folks so that they develop a relationship? Hey, here's Brian. So they can introduce them to all the key players within Perry Marshall and Associates. Also, the other thing we did, which is kind of sneaky, is the key product we used as the introductory, like the little thing that you get when you join, is Perry's 80-20 Express. It's kind of his time management product. So what we, and also what that product did is it told a lot of the key Perry Marshall stories. And when folks implement that, they all of a sudden have a little bit more time, a little bit more space. And now they're more open to investing in other products and services. That's the other key thing about everything we're talking about here, is it also helps ascension. If with Ted Thomas's program, if you have now successfully purchased a tax lien, how interested are you into buying more education on buying tax liens in other communities? Probably a lot more. So that is the key thing about what we're talking about, is not only does it help retention, but all of this also boosts ascension and customer value as well. So that's what we're all about here, is building that out. So that is step 4, is focusing on the real outcomes, transforming with breakthroughs in skills, productivity, and return on investment. That's where ROI really steps up. Now, ROI in terms of retention becomes less important. ROI meaning, okay, they give us $100 and we give them $1,000 worth of stuff. So next part is we want to recognize members for making steps forward based on tribal values. We want to give new members positive feedback for taking action, recognize achievements within the tribe, and then also use stories as proof that what happens in the tribe really, really works. So one of the subtle things that I didn't mention when I was showing you Ben Glass's program, is not really subtle. It's actually pretty blunt. He invites folks to put down 25 attorneys to become part of the referral network for this particular attorney. The other thing that Charlie built in is he asks them, as part of the instructions of this program, is to add Ben Glass as an address to the letter. So now Ben Glass gets a copy of the referral letter, and out from that is a letter that looks like it's handwritten from Ben that says, "I saw your letter, great job, I'm so proud of you, let me know how it works for you." So what does this do? The member feels awesome because, I listened to Ben, I listened to Charlie, I did what they said, I sent the letter out, and now I get a handwritten letter back that tells me how awesome this is. This is fabulous. I feel great. And then also it makes the client more apt, the handwritten note says, hey, tell me how it worked for you. So that now there's this steady stream of results that come back. People who join the program, maybe they join on September 15, and then on October 8, they get the letters out. And now October 15, they get the letter back from Ben, and it says, hey, let me know how you did. And now, like October 20, they have a client or two. They're sending Ben a letter or an email that says, you know what, I got 2 clients. It's worth $8,000. Now, what do? Very, very smart. This has been Ben in his newsletter. He is recognizing his members. Here you've got Mastermind member Susan Miley, Mastermind member Stuart Capey, Diamond Coaching member Ernie Pfeiffer, Gold member Alfonso Gambone. All of them are implementing what he teaches, and this is showing off their results. This is content for all the members who, like if you are an attorney and you want to learn how to market your practice, what better to be able to go look at some attorney's website, or look at a new direct mail letter, or look at a book that somebody sent out, or look at an ad, or look at a interview that somebody did and how they got that interview on local TV. All that is awesome content that helps all of his members. 2, it's proof. It actually is proof that what Ben Glass teaches actually works, because here are all these people who implemented it and actually got results. And then 3rd, what does it do for the person that actually does it? Here's a letter from Olivia Troxel. Last Thursday, I arrived at the office. Olivia is the marketing director for Kenneth Berger law firm. So last Thursday, I arrived at the office expecting to be like any other day. It wasn't even out of the ordinary for Kenny to gather the team in our conference room and read aloud your newsletter. He began with a headline: Diamond Lead Coaching member Kenny Berger selected best personal injury law firm in Columbia, South Carolina by local paper. We all looked at each other across the table, exchanging smiles and anxiously awaiting what Kenny had to say next. Without much further ado, Kenny read the subhead, but then paused to glance in my direction before continuing. I quickly became overwhelmed with gratitude and appreciation for your words. Kenny speaks so highly of you and your team that even the mention of my name and email was an honor. I thank you for establishing a standard for me to work by. After all, it isn't every day that someone declares you an unfair advantage. You are truly too kind. I just want to thank you and reiterate that a little bit of kindness goes a long way. Hey, look, quick question. Next time that Ben offers a product for sale, you think Olivia and Ken Berger are buyers for that product? You think the next time that Ben has a seminar, there's any way that they can get there, that they're going to be there? If he has a new coaching group, you think they are going to participate? You better believe they are. This is a key thing. When I figured this out, think about this for a second. Time, or the subscription for Business Week magazine is right at about 960,000 members, or 960 subscribers. The subscription for People magazine is at 3.3 million. With all this, now I understand all the stuff that's going on with magazines and print. That's happened to both. Both have suffered. And if you think about it too, probably the People magazine subscriber probably is getting a lot of that news off of Facebook. They didn't really need People magazine, but yet People magazine is more than 3 times the subscription base of Business Week. Why? People want to hear about people. And so when you make your newsletter about people, make your newsletter the People magazine of your niche. More than teaching, this is more powerful. Talking about people and what they're doing and the neat little breakthroughs they're having, builds the feeling of connection more than you just teaching. And that is a lot stickier than you could be on yourself, be by yourself. So that is a key lesson that I really want you to grab for here, is the way this newsletter is structured can make all the difference. Get these types of cards and notes back with every newsletter. How do you think you're retaining your members? Pretty awesome, isn't it? So the next piece is connecting your members. You want to provide opportunities for your members to interact. You want to show old members the value of welcoming new members. I'm working now with the Florida Farm Bureau. I have a presentation next week with their volunteers, and it's all about welcoming the new members into the program. There's like this kind of negative thing where they're newbies, they need to earn their way just like I earned. We need to make it, you got to make the culture of your program that we welcome new members, because there are these things that you can learn from the new member, and that are great little shortcuts for you. And you want to teach the new members the value of being connected. And this is the secret. This step 6, remember I told you about the 3 levels of members, how you need to grow members from 1, I'm stuck, to 3, we're awesome. Connecting them is the secret that makes that happen. Connecting those level 2s to level 3s, so they see that, wow, even though they're all are awesome, there's a whole lot of other awesome people that believe that being connected is pretty powerful. And I probably ought to give that a try. And that's how you make people, help them make that leap to where they want to be part of the group and part of the community. So connecting your members, being very focused on helping make those matches. Every time I go to a meeting that I'm putting on, I'm looking at the registration list and I'm thinking, okay, who can I connect? How can I make connections that are useful and valuable, and make sure I get the right people, so that when they come to a meeting, they're not just coming for Robert, but they're also coming to see each other. And really, it almost doesn't matter what I teach. They want to come because they want to see their buddies. Next, provide growth opportunities to contribute to the tribe. You want to encourage your members to give back to the community. Those contributions can be in the form of inviting new members to the tribe and giving them tools to do that. Other leadership opportunities may be submitting articles for the publications, giving presentations at your events, or speaking at your meetings, having folks participate in a panel, and interviewing a couple of members to talk about what they're doing within, about a new technology or about a new thing. Having those little interviews make them feel connected to the tribe, make them feel connected, part of the group. Unfortunately, clock has gotten us for today, so I'm not able to go into those in more detail. But all those steps add up to a tribe that grows, creating stability, that creates viral membership growth and freedom for you. And that is the key difference between subscriptions and membership. Subscriptions is, I give you this, you give me money. Membership is about transforming their life, connecting them with other members, recognizing them for their results, and building a community. This is the key, like the secret sauce of why associations might have 85, or in my case, I have associations I've grown to 95% of the potential members within a community. The reason we can do that is the recognition, the connections with other members. It's way beyond just ROI. And ROI is there, it's a key part of it, but it's just a piece. All of this builds like a fine-tuned, engineered car that's fun to drive. Or if you're missing these pieces, it's broken down heap of garbage that is nothing but a frustration on the side of the road. I hope this is helpful. Let me know how this is helpful. And also, if you, as you implement this stuff that we talk about today, send me examples. I want to see what you've done and how this may have helped you and change some of the things that you've done. So I want to thank you. appreciate you for being part of this program, and I look forward to talking with you soon.